Hey, Golden Eagle French horns. So I'm gonna continue working on our solo. We're starting in the third line, the last two measures. So we're gonna be moving, basically starting from there. So we're in 3/4. I'm just gonna go over the fingerings. So we're gonna start there and stop at the 1 measure rest. So we play a G, which is open, C, trigger, D, 1-2 trigger. Our E natural is gonna be 2. And then we've got 2 for both the F sharp and the E's with trigger. And then the D, 1-2 trigger, moving on. And then those 8th notes, C, just trigger, B natural, trigger 2, A, 1 and 2 trigger, C, trigger, C, and then B natural again. So just listen to those notes. I'm gonna play it both high and a low version as well. So you guys can hear possibly how you might wanna play it. So this is the high version. So that would be the high version. If I wanted to play this low, I would suggest taking the E's and the F's down, and then that D that is a half note, that as well, then popping back up. So this is how I would play this if I wanted to take things down an octave. Be able to play that D with the after the half note as a low note. So it'd be yeah, let's just say that. So I'm gonna play both versions in time. All right, starting on the third line, the last 2 measures to the 1 measure rest. So I'm gonna go at 80 beats per minute. Okay, so first the high version. 1, 2, 3. All right, now let's play the low version. 1, 2, 3. The next part, we're gonna go after the 1 measure rest to the next line 2 measures in. Okay, so I'm gonna play it nice and slow so you can hear each pitch. The really high notes, the high F on top of the on the top line of the staff is just trigger. The G sitting on top of the staff is trigger and open as well. So both those notes are the same fingering. But we're probably gonna take those down an octave, so don't worry. So let me just play from there. This is right after the 1 measure rest. Oh, sorry. All right, so now, I'm gonna play it down an octave so you guys can hear what it would sound like. I would take basically similar to what we did before, the F's, the G's, the E's down an octave. So it would sound like this. Take most of that down if you wanted to, but that's what I'm gonna do. That's how I'm gonna play it. All right, now in time. First the high one, then the low one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. sorry, 1, 2, 3. Now the low version. 1, 2, 3. So what I would be doing is with my pencil, if I wanted to write things down an octave, I would actually take my music and draw in the notes an octave lower. So I'll show you what that might look like. So I kind of already did it up on the top part, but I'll show you kind of where we were just now. I wish I had a pen. I'll just use my stand. I'm writing in my notes an octave lower, just so I can visually see where they're at. And that way it makes it easier for my brain. I don't have to like think about it down the octave, I can just see it. So this, let's see, can you see this? Let's see, where is it? Where did it go? Oh, there, right there. So you can see how I drew in my notes down. That's what I would do. And if you need me to write it, if you need me to send you a picture of this, what I'm doing, I can do that for you, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play from the beginning of the piece all the way to where I just stopped. And that way you can use this as a practice tool. And then, yeah, I mean, pretty much the rest of this isn't too bad. The next section's a little bit weird, but we'll work on that in the next video. So with the metronome at 80, here we go. Taking anything that's an E or higher down an octave. Starting in the third measure. 1, 2, 3. So that was half the piece. And again, the beginning is pretty much the end. So we're almost done, all right? Keep it up, horns, you got this.